Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm Charles the Charge 3. If you're new here, consider subscribing. I try my best to release educational Pokemon Unite content daily. I have taken a little bit of a break from that, about 4 or 5 days or so, pretty much a week. But we're back on the grind, we're back on the horse, and I'm back to bring you a support guide. And so what we're going to be talking about is, well, what are the champions for support? What are some of the items you could be taking for support? And then lastly, what are the priorities for support? What does the support world do? And what should you be focusing on? Whether you're playing in solo queue or whether you're playing in a team, I'm going to break all this down for you. And everything is going to have timestamps down below. So feel free, if there's something that you're really more interested in, like maybe items or maybe just what to do in general, feel free to skip around. All right guys, so I hope you enjoy the video. Let's get right into it. All right guys, so let's bust it down real quick with support champions. So what are the most common support champions? Well, what's considered to be support, quote-unquote support, in the Pokemon Unite, right, universe is that it's gonna be Eldegoss, Wigglytuff, Blissey, and Mr. Mime. Those are the four, like I said, quote-unquote supports. If we're really getting into it, downright into it, man, honestly, Mr. Mime is not a support. He's more like a defender, I would say. And I think that's a better classification to put him in. Okay, the only reason why I say he's more of a defender is he doesn't, I want, when I think of supports, not only I want you to be able to help your team, to affect your team in a way that gives them the benefit of, you give them a benefit, whether it's heals, shields, or shield, anything, right? Anything to buff them or something like that, is more of the support role. So that's what we're mainly going to be focusing on. So right off the bat, Wigglytuff and Mr. Mime, I don't really Wigglytuff is I would say she is a support, but it's she doesn't bring anything to the team other than CC, and so you could honestly classify her as more of the defender type. The two main supports that you should be playing if you are a diehard support fan, and people will love you in solo queue for this, and people will love you in a 5-man squad for this, and that is being able to play Eldegoss or Blissey competently. Those are the two main support champions. So if you're looking to get on a team, if you're looking to get on a 5-man squad, more than likely you're going to be stuck on Eldegoss or Blissey. So it's better to just get the practice in on them now and just really learn to really be useful to your team. Okay, be able to provide them with either heals, shields, or an ult that has damage reduction, or Eldegoss, her ult is big on heals, right? So that's what we're looking for. Okay, so that's gonna be the support champions. So let's go into items. So with items, most of the time you're gonna, as a support, you're gonna be running Buddy Barrier, Focus Band, and EXP Share. If you're in a 5-man squad, I would highly suggest running these items, and this is gonna be great on Wigglytuff. Man, I keep saying Wigglytuff, bro. I know that's my main, but dude, I gotta get that out of my head, right? Okay, so that's usually what you're gonna be running is Buddy Bearer, Focus Band, and XP Share, like I said. And that's gonna be on Blissey and Eldegoss. Okay, so those are the champions that you're pretty much gonna be running those items on, 99% of the time. I really don't think there's any other item builds that you're going to be running. If you're in solo queue, you can swap out the EXP Share and go for something like a muscle band maybe, or wise glasses, not wise glasses, but choice specs. You go for something like that. But all in all, you can still take EXP Share into solo queue, but I would just not recommend it, because if there is another EXP share for whatever reason, right? There's another EXP share on the team, it will fuck you over, man. And I'm telling you, bro, I've had times where the Lucario top lane has the EXP share. I don't know why, and it messes up the whole game. So don't be a dummy like me and take EXP share to solo queue. It's really strictly just a 5-man item. All right. Next, let's go into what is your priorities as support. What do you do as support? Like, what are you thinking, right? These are I wrote down some of the priorities just to give you a general grasp of what a support is, and like what truly being a support really means. Okay, first, like, it's gonna be XP. Okay, so controlling the XP. And so how do we do that? This is by taking lane minions, like stealing them from the enemies, helping your carry get those get that extra Aldinos, helping them get the extra APOMs, whatever the case may be, or extra crabs. So that helps them out a lot. Taking the XP share, you know, like I said, it really accelerates your carry, so being able to do that is really, really huge. And then just obviously the most, you know, obvious one is just not taking the XP from your carries. And what does that mean? Don't take the last hits, okay? Like, you know, leash it for them. You want to leash the creeps, right? The Aldinos, the APOMs, right? You want to get them to 1 health to where your carries could just one tap it and move on, okay? That's your job. Your job is not to take it unless you're severely behind, but most of the time you're gonna be at the same level or just a slightly below, and you know that's okay, you know, because when it comes down to it in the late game, you want a level 15 Cinderace or a level 15 Eldegoss, right? So we're all probably gonna go for the Cinderace, right? All right. So that's why giving the XP to your carries is really, really important. So tip number 2 of what you should be focused on is, leading into my next point, is watch for your carries. So when it comes to fights, right, the fights can get really, really messy in Pokemon Unite, and everything, everyone using ultimates, everyone having buddy barrier, everyone like jumping around and flashing around and this and that. It can get really crazy and really messy really fast. So what I want you to try to do is watch for your carries, watch for their positioning. And so you don't want to lose them in the fight, because your job is to keep them alive. And if you're not sticking close with them, if you're not fighting with them, if you're getting picked out, or if you're chasing someone down overextending, well then you're not doing your job as a support, right? Because if you're chasing someone down, you're not a Lucario, you're a Blissey, man. Come on. You know, I can't tell you how many times I've seen that. Bro, it's crazy. Alright, but back on track, you know, just stay with your carries, man. Watch for your carries in team fights and look to peel for them, look to heal them, you know, look to use your ultis on them and around them, and, you know, whoever's closest to them, right? Alright. Next, I want to say, which has really helped me as a support to climb through the ranks and also play with a team, is learning the rotation of not only objective timers, so like when the objectives comes up, but bees timers too, like when bees come up, you know. So learning those timers are gonna help you out a bunch, and it's gonna save you in the long run, because then when you know a certain time when bees are coming up, well then you know when to be there. You know, you should be like there within 5 to 10 seconds. And same thing with Dreadnought or Rotom, you should be there within 10 to 5 seconds. But even then, it's kind of close. When big objectives like that, I would say you should be there 15 seconds prior to the objective spawning. Okay, guys. Next, what we have is positioning. This is tip number 4, and it's positioning. Okay, so I need you guys to really focus and really hammer this into your guys' brain, right? So you need to really watch out for your positioning, because if you're one of the first people to get picked off in the fight, or to just die because you're overextending, you're in melee range when you're playing Eldegoss, like that's something crazy, and I see it all the time. You don't want to do that, okay? You need to look for your positioning. You need to realize that you are just as important as the carry. Because why? Because you're gonna keep them alive. And honestly, the enemy team knows that. So what they're gonna do, they're gonna send everything after you. Okay? And so you need to keep your positioning really on par, really clutch. Because if you overstep, if you're face checking bushes when you're not supposed to, you know, you're gonna get clapped. And now your team's gonna be instant 4v5, and then also you're playing a key role as a healer or a shielder, right, with Eldegoss or Blissey. And so not having your ulti, not having your, you know, you like to buff your carries is gonna be detrimental to the team. Or say if you do get caught out and you have to blow your ulti just to escape, that is also very detrimental to your team. And so it really messes up the whole flow of the game, and it puts your team at a huge disadvantage. Okay guys, so learn your positioning, learn to stay on top of your carries, learn to really protect them. All right, okay, so let's go into tip number 5. This is perfect as it leads into tip number 5, and that is use ults wisely. Bro, like, you just wasted that ult, and Zapdos is coming up in like 15 seconds, bro. Like, don't do that. I'd rather you just take the death and then come back and you have that ult. Especially when it comes to Zapdos, like, you have that launch pad, you know. And so sometimes, like, you can get there, you can get back pretty fast. Most of the time you can, you know. The same thing for when it comes to Dreadnought, you know, right before Dreadnought or Rotom fights, you know. You don't want to just like give up your ult so easily as soon as someone you know, as soon as you make the mistake of getting caught out. You know, we all make the mistakes of getting caught out, but don't waste your ult on top of it. Don't waste your flash on top of it. You know you're gonna die, just take the L and just move on and just try to respawn, you know, and try to play from there, you know. And another thing, I see some people like try to do, I don't know, try to like just I don't know, like, I feel like there's a line of where you panic ult, and then I feel like there's another line of where people like overkill it, right? Like, if you see your carry is like, yeah, he's half HP, but you know the enemy is, you know, like a quarter HP, and you can see like your carry's gonna finish this off. I've seen people like ult their carry still, like, and I'm just like, you know, you kind of tripping right there. So there's really a fine line, and you have to find the balance, and you have to ask yourself, and it's like split second decisions. Like, is your carry in trouble? Do you really need this ulti, right? And honestly, some games, you know, you might, you know, misjudge it, misthink it, right? And your carry will end up dying. Or some games, you know, you just overkill it, you know. But the more you play, the more you get into the rhythm and the groove of support, and using those ults wisely and being, you know, cherry picking those ult timings, you know, when to use them, then it's gonna make it way better for you. Your team fights are gonna be a lot smoother. All right, guys. So yeah, that's pretty much it as the support role goes. You know, through these 5 tips, these are like the 5 points of like what you should be looking on, what you should be focusing on, to like really win your games. Because honestly, your job as a support, like, you like getting scores, getting goals is good, but it's not like your main focus of the game, you know. So I think like the really main focus of the game is helping secure objectives and helping keeping your carries alive, you know, during team fights, you know. And when it comes to 5-man play support, right, I really think, you know, your shot calling as a support to lead team fights, to lead who to focus on, is always good, you know, to call out who you should primarily target. And then also what you should do if you're playing with a 5-man and you're a support, you should also you gotta communicate with the team, like, hey, do you have soft boiled up? Hey, I have helping hand up, or hey, I have my Eldegoss ult up, or like, hey, I got Leaf Nano, or I got Palm Puff for you, or I got Con Guard for you, go ham. You know, you gotta be communicating all these skills and abilities to to your carries, or like, hey, I got flash, you know, I have everything up, like let's go, we can make a combo, we can do something, you know, we can look to pick something, you know, like these are like things that you should be coming out of your mouth, like you should be thinking of all the time, right, in your support, because like your carries, they don't know like what you got, they don't know like if your ult is up, they don't, like, you know, like yeah, they can check, but like in the middle of a fight, like it's hard for them to like look up and see if you're that little green dot is above your head to see if you have your ulti. It's a lot easier to just say, hey, I have my ulti, you know, we can look for a big fight here, we can look, you know, or you can help your teammates by not taking a losing fight and say, hey, wait till my ult's back up, you know, buy time, like my ult is like 5 seconds away from being up, like buy time for me, let's wait for my ulti to fight, you know. That's good communication. And I think honestly, when it comes to supporting, I think you know, this is just my opinion, you know, you guys can disagree with me, but I think like you just have to like really guide those team fights, you know, and really help your carries to learn like how far they could go to push to their limits. Same with you, you know, like you really have to guide that for them, because like you guys have to play in sync together to really win a lot of games, okay? And so yeah, that is gonna be the support role guide, to really help you out if you're new to the role, or if you're new to MOBAs in general, and you kind of just like, you know, you think you know what you're doing, but you may need a little bit of help, a little bit of clarification on things, you know. I hope this video helped you out. All right, if I did miss anything, or if I did leave anything out, let me know down in the comments below. And hey, yo, we're still trying to hit that 1,000 subs, so go ahead and throw me a sub if this video helped you out. And until next time, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Let's climb together. Peace out.